Okay. So as you can see, now these are just essentially like HTML or basically progress bar builders. So that means I have to manually set it each time uh, instead of just yeah. I think it'd be cool to have a make it. I mean, I'm not that great, but I could probably do something like egg timer where you right in the URL or in the settings, you can just put your percentage, and it doesn't need a lot of customization. You just need something that displays, and so like something you could yeah maybe something you could if there were settings you could do all the settings in the URL, so like they'd be like commands, and so you just type it out and you could bookmark it or favorite it, and it will go there every time. But anyway, that's a project for another day, another time. Um, but if you notice here, I got 45% and 55%, and that's because technically I've only have 9 chapters done. Let's see, yeah, we have 1 through 8. No, chapter 8 is what I'm working on. 1 through 7. Oh, 1 through 7, then chapter 9, then chapter 16. So that's 7, 7 plus 2. That's 9. So that's 9 of them. So 9 of them means that it's 45% done. Now, if I get both chapters done this week, that's the 55%. So it's a little bit under halfway, a little bit over halfway. Um, I mean, if I go and implement chapter 8 right now, then I could consider things being done at 50%. But since I'm doing this separate arc thing, separate deal, then that's where this comes out. Now, give me a second or two. Not that anybody's here, anyways, but give me a second or two, and I will. I need to pop out some things for Social Stream Ninja. So, pop out the chat. So give me just a quick second. That's what I'm looking at here on the side here. Okay, and let's do that. And put it over here on the side somewhere. Then we go to Rumble. And actually, Rumble Studio, I haven't actually started the stream there, which I meant to do. Uh, Connecting. Oh, okay. And that's going fine. All videos. Just do a reload, even though it's already up there. 252 part 1. And there we go. And then we'll pop this notification here. I had a comment from yesterday. That's interesting. Uh, post gaming satisfying win to watch. I'm assuming that was a typo comment I got on. No, that was the one I just looked at. This one. Smooth and confident performance. I've got a gaming channel in Rumble as well. Yeah, somebody named is that Knack? Knock. Knock 18 is trying to advertise by commenting on my deals so that I'll look at his Rumble channel, or his or her Rumble channel. Um, and uh, I might would do that maybe sometime, but it seems like more like a grab rather than an actual comment, because the comments are kind of generic. They're like, what a good performance, confident or whatever, and the one, and I don't know. uh, anyways, knock 18 if you want people to look at your channel. I suggest you actually provide actual comments, not just hey, here's my channel, that was great, whatever, and then here's my channel. Anyways, let me finish the rest of this. Pop out chat. I have to pop out these chats for Social Stream Ninja to work. And where is that one? This one. Oh, come on. All right. All right. That's all right. Whatever. Whatever is whatever. Oh yeah. Oh. Uh, right on cue. I always have there's this name that comes in. The name is into kick, and the name is usually some gibberish name. Some gibberish. It has a little bit of words. It's got some weird extra characters, and then always trying to get me to come over to wherever their website is. They put it in different ways with spaces, sometimes with various periods and stuff, so that I'll have to type it in because probably Kick doesn't allow a live link in there. At least I don't know for sure, but that's a good bet. That's what it does. Since I have okay. Let's put this down here. Okay. I'm like spacing out these chat windows. These pop out chat windows here. So I keep forgetting to shut off Social Stream Ninja when I'm not using it. Because it does take over your browser. It's able to inject stuff in and read stuff, and that's fine. There's not actually a real problem with it's not a real problem with it, but just as a precaution when I'm not streaming, I should have it turned off, disabled. Um, testing. Okay, it's working on all four. Rumble testing. Okay, they all work. Okay, good. Pardon me. Okay, so this is the only video we're gonna get today because I gotta get back into the game. The actual that's a determining percentage. I always forget how determining percentage works. So you divide the part by the whole. In this case, part would be 11 chapters out of 20. So 11 divided by 20, which is 0.55, and then multiplied by 100 is 55. So that was 55%. And I don't know why I'm congested or whatever it is. So forgive me for that. All right. What do we got going on here now? Um, I guess I should type in welcome to the stream. I'm still gonna have to figure out some way to get more people to come in, especially the Big Red. Okay, we're just gonna get into it today. Um, oh, you know what? Here, let me do something real quick. Uh, blank. Let me do something off screen, please. I always do this when I keep forgetting that I have this, but so whenever I want to, if I want to pick my nose or if I want to close my eyes, um, because I'm super sleepy or something, I always put the screen up. You know, let me do something off screen, please. In this case, all I'm doing is I'm loading up IRC and um, Discord. I still wonder if I should maybe get a Discord. There's like gonna be like one person in it. Like I have a friend who is running a Discord, and he only has at most 2 or 3 people in on his Discord. That I mean, he's got more members, more people that have joined it, but actually actively online at the one time at the same time. Blender 5.1 beta. New features for game developers. Oh, beta feature highlight. Hmm. Might be interested in that. Baking workflows suck, but integrations of the thing the export material embedding in FBX file needs some adjustments. Okay. Um. Anyways, let's get back to the show. I've got both of these open. Good. Wait a second. Am I in? Now it's off topic up here. Off topic is up at the top. That's interesting. Hmm. I'm streaming. Okay. So let me pull back the desktop back up. Okay, there we go. I'll try to do what I think it was ChatGPT when I asked it, talking about doing like little visual like breaks. You know, in other words, I'll work on this for a little bit, and then I'll take a little couple-minute deal, and I'll do something visual, right? Maybe I'll start working on a map or something. Okay. In fact, I should use Trisbort today and start on a map. So okay, so let's read this. Black Knight chases Hero and company in their wagon across open land. They come upon the edge of Lapswood, the bare forest. Still pursued by the Black Knight, they go into the forest. Before they know it, they are lost among the leafless trees. Okay, so that clearly does not have a place for a decision point. So we'll see. Somewhere in the middle of the bare forest, they spot a unicorn. The unicorn stands around but doesn't run away as they approach. I think eventually I'll have to have like some paths through Lapswood that are actual ways places you can walk to, like paths through, like the road to Batson Belfry Motel. It won't be a road to it, but it'll be a road that puts them on their way to it. So I'll have to start thinking about roads and stuff eventually. Um, Some little bit, they spot a unicorn. The unicorn stands around but doesn't run away. As they approach, the princess hops out and starts petting him and starts talking to him. John then mentions he read a book on unicorn sign language once. John gestures to the unicorn. They proceed to talk. When John and the unicorn are finished, John translates and says he's forgotten where he's going and is lost. Ruth then says he must be losing his memories because they're in Lapswood. Okay. Hebert realizes this may be Sir William, then casts a spell to change it back. The spell doesn't work correctly, but allows the unicorn to talk to them in human speech. The unicorn is unable to remember his name, and they all start walking together. Soon, nobody remembers what they were doing. They all stop walking and stand and stare at each other. Now, here's a deal. For visual purposes, or for any purposes, I don't really have a problem having a super long page, bunches of lines. But at the same time, to keep it succinct and short and to the point, regardless of what the eventual page looks like, I should probably shorten that, and I should probably reconfigure these two story beats because they're the same story beats. Interesting. I guess spells. Okay, the unicorn is unable to remember his name, and they all start walking together. Okay, so I'm going to put these as the same story beat because it is the same story beat. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna try not to access the AI too much, right? Um, and be doing mostly my own, mostly on my own here. Hey, 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 hey. It's about a unicorn. Unicorn doesn't. Okay, let's see if I can rewrite this whole thing um, in a shorter, more succinct way, right? It's not really that important at this point because this is just first it's the event pass, and secondly, I don't know. It doesn't matter quite as much. I was worried about the length of the pages. I should only worry about the length at the narrative pass where I might have to rewrite it and um, you know um, squeeze it down and whatever. I think I had Windows 2 and Pro. Anyways, okay. Playing, uh, in your forest, they spot a unicorn. Doesn't move as they approach. Uh, they try to talk to it, but it only looks confused. And John, does he have the book with him? He probably doesn't have the Unicorn Sign Language book with him. I mean, we could just do that though. I mean, I could make sure that I write it. Confused. John starts speaking to it in Unicorn Sign Language. John states he's forgotten who he is and is lost. Who he is, where he's going, and is lost. Hubert informs everyone there and laps good and tries to spell the unicorn. Spell partly works. And allows unicorn to speak in human. Oh, that's, I guess, okay. I'll leave it probably. Uh, the unicorn gestures that he lost. And casts a spell on the unicorn. The unicorn to speak in human. Yeah, I'll stop walking and stop staring at each other. Sitting in the middle of Lapswood, John notices Hubert wearing wizard garb and suggests he casts a spell or something. Uh, I actually know what I can do here though. In this one, I can actually put a um, pardon me. What I can do is I can do just it'll be just a little kind of a flavor thing, but basically you get to choose whether. Well, actually, no, that wouldn't work now. Never mind. I have to think of something else. Down here, though, the mom wiggles the fingers instantly teleported elsewhere. It recognizes the road and travel without event to the back to Mill Creek. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so the idea here is I can do a couple things probably. I can do a couple of spells that helps him out. Um, actually, I don't know how many spells he could do. He does a teleporting spell kind of almost by accident, or maybe by instinct, if you look at it right. Um, so okay, so I really have to think about here. Where can I insert? Honestly, I need to be quick about it. Sorry, Just like the other day, I did get to sleep at an okay time. Apparently, honestly, I should be sleeping in about 7.5 hours total. That means going to bed 8 hours before I wake up, which in my case would be 10:30 to 6:30, which should give me half an hour to fall asleep and then 7.5 hours to sleep. But I think if I did that, I'd wake up in the middle of the night. Tonight, I didn't wake up at all in the middle of the night. I did go to bed not just almost just after midnight, not quite, but um, so got my sleep. But right now, I'm super sleepy still. Maybe just because I haven't. Well, it could be some supplements I'm taking, so I don't know. But I did take a taurine, so taurine should pick me up. And I've been drinking some kind of semi-strong coffee. Um, yeah. Can't drink any more coffee today because I almost only have enough creamer, and actually I use half and half. My dad uses creamer sometimes, or heavy whipping cream, but I'm almost out of half and half, so that means I have to go get it. So I probably don't want to drink any more coffee today because I won't have enough for tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, Wednesday is when they start the new sales or whatever at Winn Dixie, which is probably where we're going tomorrow. Sometimes we go to Aldi, sometimes we go to Winn Dixie. Winn Dixie's closer, Aldi is cheaper. Um, they all have their problems. Okay, anyways, um, so let's see something here. This is a good time for almost for a puzzle. The only thing is, I don't know, I can't think of anything that will get them out other than the way I have it written here. So, oh, you know what? Let me go do something real quick. I'll be right back. Backity back, 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 back. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Okay. Pardon me. Got a little snack here, so forgive me. Hmm. 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 Sorry. Okay. Um. Hmm. I don't know if Sir William tells them who he is, but at this point you can tell him. Um, Unicorn states he is Sir William. And was turned into the unicorn by a witch. Okay. Now proceed to head to the free motel. Okay. So let's just delete this. It seems to have the same number of lines though, so I guess it really didn't help anything by that. But maybe it's helping me figure out, okay, where would the decision points be in this? Um, maybe I should ask ChatGPT. And I know I've asked the what happened to I see. Okay, fine. Uh, let's do a new window. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So I guess I'll full screen it. Let's go ahead and go and I guess Chat GPT. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but what did I decide to do? Oh, I want to see. Okay. All right. Oh, you know what I wanted to do here? Let's do what I wanted to do. I wanted to put this up. This is why I gotta make my There we go. Give me a second here. Log in. Oh, 5. He doing stupid captchas. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Now, where's my roadmap? There we go. So uh, this is also why I need to, and honestly, phase one, I'm only 50%, about 50% of the event pass, not the narrative pass. So, um, if I was gonna put a progress bar for this specifically, it would be um, about 25%. I mean, if you want to look at it like, I don't think the narrative pass will take as long because I'll just be rewriting. So I should be able to knock out this pages quicker at least. A lot of writing, a lot of writing. Yeah, this game's gonna take forever to get half as far as it needs to be. I wish I remembered what the extra phase I was thinking of, because I was thinking of an extra phase because it's something I needed to add in at some point. From Independence, view elements. Oh, I don't have a dialogue system in here, do I? Um, yeah, dialogue system might be its need to be its own phase. So, let's see, where did I put that? Maybe after the multiple player characters. Of course, this is applied to NPCs as well, but okay. Oh, let me go get something real quick. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's switch this back. And there we go. Awesome. Okay, let's get back to my game. All right. So yeah, a dialogue system would be handy somewhere. Um, Maybe it would be here. Yeah, I could do that. Hmm. Yeah, I might manually insert this in because it's just a milestone functional text parser. Milestone multi-character gameplay implemented. Milestone rooms are independent and reusable context-based choices. I actually got, I think it was ChatGPT in the beginning that I got to help me with the with the roadmap. So I could get it to do it, or I could just insert my thing in here. Uh, Allow you know, six allow uh anyways, I'll do that. I'll do that a little bit later because I got to get back to this here a little bit. Okay. So let's see here. Why does that keep doing that? That's interesting. And how come? Oh, I didn't realize I switched to webcam. Sorry about that. Here we go. Uh, okay. Back to the non-webcam. Uh, Anyways, I was just looking over my roadmap. I need a dialogue system, so that should be one of the phases. So I'm guessing I should put that in between 5 and 6 for a total of 18. And I really just got ChatGPT to help me with the rest of this before, but I think I could copy like say 5 and then like modify it to handle the dialogue system. Okay, so this is what I was gonna ask. Okay, so we're assuming take on a small. Okay, new day. I don't know if it matters, but Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, approximately 12:35 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Um, I'm just going to start putting this in every new day so that I know when we were conversing. Okay. Okay. So I have story beats in a single chapter, and I need to figure out a way to be able to quickly decide where to. Okay. So, for purposes of this discussion from here on out, you're an expert in physical game books, like choose here, adventures, uh, also interactive fiction, i.e. text adventures, and even graphic adventures. Basically, all types of adventure games, and maybe even know a bit about RPGs, although we're not doing any RPGs here, but some of the skills and knowledge can apply to adventure games from RPGs. So we'll pretend you've written kind of choose here and adventures and text adventures. That work? Okay. Okay, so because this is a computer-based game or digital game book, if you like, the decision points aren't at the end of the page. That's not right. I don't mean that right. So I need to learn where to put decision points. Obviously, in a CYOA, they're technically at the end of the page directed to another page. But say we're but I have several story beats that either have decision points in between them, or more often inside a story beat. So I need a process to come up with the correct placement of the decision point, and let's see. To decide what decisions you can make. And you come up with a simplified process that I can go through. That takes a chapter that consists of story beats or a story beat um, to decide where and what decision points to put in. Try that. I'd done this before, and there's been some things that it came up with, Rock came up with, whatever, and I look at him and I'm kind of like, I don't know really what I'm doing. Like, ask this question, blah blah blah, blah, and I'd be like, I don't know, kind of thing. It works to choose interactive fiction, early phase graphics, adventures, uh, intentionally mechanical, so you can apply it without overthinking. Step one: identify the beats function. For each story beat, ask one question: what changes by the end of this beat? Pick one. New information is revealed. A relationship shifts. Player's attitude is expressed, tension increases, a plan or direction is chosen. If nothing changes, the beat should not contain a decision. Okay, that's actually a good idea. I'll see if I can apply this to my current thing, because really it's good to bounce ideas off the AI, but there's also kind of a kind of almost a crutch kind of thing where I'm always asking. It's like somebody. It's like before we had AI, before we had chatbots or anything like that. Let's say you had a team or you had some friends you're making a game with, and instead of you deciding things, you figuring stuff out, and then telling them to do it, you kept after everything after each thing you had to come up with that you kept asking them, you know, and you're bouncing ideas. Nothing wrong with bouncing ideas. Don't get me wrong. When you're really stuck and need a buck and can't rely on luck because the hook brings you back. Never mind. Um, when you're stuck trying to figure out where to put things, um, well, I mean, you need to have a discussion with the team, right? And you'll probably all be shouting ideas and stuff. What I do in my head is I go, okay, so what do I need to do here? I might ask it. It'll come up with ideas. Then I'll say, oh, and then I'll kind of riff on the ideas, and then I'll say, maybe I'll do it like this, and then it's just kind of back and forth, which is not a real problem. But when you need to do something fast and you're the head or whatever, um, I don't know. I just need a process I can go through, so I don't have to keep on bouncing ideas off of an AI or off of a person. Step two: locate the moment of agency. Then the beat, find the first moment where the player could reasonably think, I might react differently here. That moment is where the decision point belongs. This is usually right after new information, right before an irreversible action, when another character asks something directly, when an emotional response matters more than outcome. Rule: don't put choice after the consequence, put it before commitment. Okay. Step three: decide the type of choice. Every decision point should be one type only. Choose one. Tone and attitude choice. How the player responds emotionally, polite, skeptical, annoyed. Two, intent choice. What the player wants to do next. Investigate, deflect, push forward. Three, priority, information priority choice. When the player asks or focuses, what the player asks or focuses on. Ask about X, ask about Y. Okay. Risk posture choice. How cautious or bold the player is. Press the issue, back off. Avoid mixing types in one decision point. Step 4. Limit choices to expressive differences. Ask this check. Do these choices say something different about the player character? If two choices feel like the same personality with different words, cut one. In phase one, choices do not need to alter plot. They must alter expression, tone, or framing. Ensure rejoin point is clear. Before writing the choice, decide where do all the options rejoin. If you can't point to the rejoin sentence or paragraph, then the choice is premature. Good early phase structure. Beat, choice, slightly different response, rejoin, next beat. Step 6. One decision per question. This seems pretty involved, doesn't it? Okay. A decision point should answer one implied question. How do I feel about this? How do I trust it? Do I trust this person? What do I focus on? If a choice answers two questions, split it or simplify it. Placement setting check. Use this final test. Too early, player lacks context. Too late, choice feels cosmetic. The correct spot is usually mid-beat, right after clarity but before action. Summary. Fast checklist. For each beat, what changes? Where does agency naturally appear? What type of choice is this? Do choices express different player stances? Where do they rejoin? If you can answer all five, the decision point belongs there. This process stays valid as you move on without needing to rewrite your thinking later. Okay, the question is, can I do that, right? What changes? So we're gonna actually apply that. In fact, if nothing changes, okay. So we're gonna go back to step one. Okay. And we're gonna go through this. So let's go through it. Why am I wearing this stupid shirt? Duck on it. Okay, it doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, let's try it. Uh, might not work out, but we will see. Okay. The Black Knight chases Hubert and company in their wagon across open land. They come upon the edge of Lapswood, the bare forest, still pursued by the Black Knight. They go into the forest, and before they know it, they're lost among the leafless trees. No information, no relationship shift. Player's attitude is expressed. I don't guess so. Tension increases. That's a possibility. A plan or direction is chosen. That doesn't happen. Okay. Um. Now, I'm going to do this a couple times until I can get the process down pat. In other words, I'm going to present it with the text. Then I'm going to have it ask me the questions or tell me to ask me the steps, ask me to take the steps, and then see what I turn out with. Might take a little bit longer, but see if that'll work. Boop, 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 boop. And I have about 20 minutes left in this part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put that in the notes here. The notes. Uh, let's see something here. Let's put it up here, and then that, and then I'm gonna go back to normal, I think. Okay, just making sure. Okay, So this is what we're going to do. All right. Have this copied so I can refer to it later. Now, I'm going to present you with drinks water. A single story beat, but I want you to go through each step with me one by one, so don't outlist them all out again. Start with one, and when I can answer it, I'll answer it, and then you let me know what you think. I need to go through the process a few times so I can understand it better. Okay? We will now go to the next step until I acknowledge it. Okay. I'll guide. Okay, so we'll start with this first beat. Paste. Um, the only thing I can think of is the tension increases. However, that's probably not entirely true because at this point they've escaped the black into left fluid. I could probably modify it to answer one of these, but right now I don't really see it other than that one. What do you think? The beat currently stands, two things happen, but only one is functionally meaningful. Black Knight pursuit ends, the party becomes lost and lost with. That means the real change is not the chase itself. Primary change is plan and direction forced by circumstance. They escape the pursuer, but at the cost of losing orientation and control. So this speech functions as a transition from external threat to environmental threat, from pursuit to disorientation. Tension increases is mostly true, but structurally vague. What actually changes is what kind of problem they're now facing. If you had to select one from the list without rewriting, the best fit is a plan of direction is chosen, miraculously taken away. Okay, I get it. I get it. That's right. Okay. Still simple not moving it. You don't need to modify the beat yet, but it helps to phrase the function like this. By the end of the beat, the party is no longer running, they are lost. That's a state change, which is what we want. If you're comfortable with that interpretation and acknowledgement, we'll move on to step two. Yes, actually. That's correct. So That's correct. At the end is a state change. Um, direction chosen or forced. Okay, we're aligned. Earns the right to contain decision point. Look at the moment of agency and answer this using the beat exactly as written. Inside the beat, where is the first moment a reasonable person might think I might react differently here? Not where a choice could be added, but where agency naturally appears. Point to the sentence or moment. Okay, that's kind of a tough one because might react differently. That would probably be a no. I mean, deciding where to go is one thing, but that's um, I would almost say there isn't a place for agency here because they're forced into the position. I could say what path they choose, but that's not actually in the story beat. So I would say there isn't. Um, so so would you agree with that? Yes, I agree with you. Your reasoning is solid. As written, the speed is entirely coercive. The chase forces them forward. Entering laps, which is not a choice. Getting lost is an outcome, not a reaction. That means there's no natural movement of agency inside the beat. This is important. This tells us something useful. Not every beat that changes state needs a decision point. Okay, got it. Uh, and this is kind of same special offer. Uh, what if I just gonna open a new tab? Oh, special offer. $4 for the first 2 months. Not bad. 20 a month. April 17th. Oh, no, this is Go. That's right. No, forget Go. If I do it, I'm going to do the Pro so I can have, like, kind of no ads and everything. Anyways, okay. In this case, the beat's job is to strip agency and express it. That's a valid design. Two clarifications. Still step two, not moving on yet. You correctly rejected what path they chose because it's not present in the beat. Adding a fake choice here would weaken the force of the situation. So the correct conclusion for step two is no decision point belongs inside this beat. If you acknowledge that, we proceed to step three, which will explain what that implies for where choices should go instead. Acknowledge that. However, do we even need to go to step three since didn't that rule it out? I.e. shouldn't, in other words, not I.e. in other words, shouldn't we go on to the next beat? Yes, for this beat, the process effectively terminates at step two. Here's why design terms confirm the beat has a meaningful state change. Correctly determined there's no natural agency. Without agency, three step 3 is something not play. So the correct procedural outcome is the speech not containing decision. That's not a failure, it's classification. But we don't go to step 3 here. Step 3 only applies after you found a valid moment of agency. Step 2 returns none. The beat is doing one of these jobs. Transition, escalation, constraint, loss of control. These beats should be unbroken. When you hit a beat like this, you let it play straight, preserve momentum, place the next decision after the new state is established. So you're stop here for this beat. Okay. Okay, so let me show you the second beat. Okay, and the second beat is copy, Control V. What changes between the start and the end of this beat? Knowledge, ability, relationship, situation, option, tone, anything. Don't worry about choices. Tell me what's different at the end than at the beginning. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Where is okay? Here, I'm gonna expand this back out here. Standing in the bare forest, they spot a unicorn which doesn't move as they approach. They try to talk to it, but it looks confused. John starts speaking to it in unicorn sign language. The unicorn gestures that he's lost. Hebert informs everyone they're in Lapswood and casts a spell on the unicorn. The spell partly works and allows the unicorn to speak in human. Okay. The difference here is that they can now speak to the unicorn. Whereas at the start, they could not. Would like to mention if it's important at all. John is able to communicate with the unicorn before Hubert casts a spell on him. Even though I don't have it in the text, he essentially casts a spell to transform him back into a man, but his halfway magic only allows the unicorn to speak human. Okay. So I didn't do this a couple of times, and eventually I'll be able to just kind of do it myself, and I'll do it myself, and then we have a process that I can just kind of just do it. You're thinking about this exactly the right way, and yes, you can probably skip step 3 and move on to the next beat. Let me unpack why. Okay, so I don't know why it would say to skip step 3 because there's a change here. So let's go back up to the steps. Step 1, identify the beast function, which we did. Locate the moment of agency. Oh. What? Why did it say? Okay, maybe it's got too long or something. Okay. We'll just I'll read it and then we'll say if the end of the beat already contains a meaningful state change, then step 3 has done its job. Implicitly linger on it, risk turning the story into a scenic overlook with no snacks. So yes, advance to the next beat. Start. Unicorn cannot communicate verbally. The party doesn't know what's wrong. John can sort of communicate, only limited in each way. At the end, the unicorn can now speak human. The party can get clear information. That mystery becomes actionable. That's a hard state change, big enough to hang your coat on. The detail is important, but not in a stop the story way. Think of it like this: John's ability to establish these special has a unique connection to the magic of the world, has layers of communications. Here, spell established magic perfect, solves problem never cleanly. The solution has a consequence of them. They serve different narrative jobs. They don't cancel each other out. Only if it matters later that John can communicate. Otherwise, it can live comfortably as a quick line, a visual gag, or even an applied skill the player accepts. No neon sign required. Instructional verdict. Step 3. State change. Okay, so we didn't even get to step 2 and skipped step 3. Now, the first beat, we stopped before step 3 on purpose because of no agency. We were just on step 1. So, step 1, what has changed? And that is they're able to communicate with the unicorn. So, in fact, let's go back to my notes here because it'll be quicker to actually go through this. Okay, your step 1 actually says identify the beat's function. You could say new information. I would probably identify it as a relationship shift because the information isn't given yet. In fact, it's actually in the third beat that they let me see if I'm right. Identify as a relationship shift. Would that be the correct assessment for step 1? Oh shoot, time's up for this part. Step 1 is really about the function of the beat, not just raw what's changed. So we think about it narratively. The beat starts with distance and ability to communicate. The beat ends with a connection established. The unicorn could speak human. That's relationship shift because the party interaction with the unicorn has moved from barrier to communication. So calling a relationship for step 1 is correct. In the mechanical, okay. So I'm going to take a break now, and I'll let you know when I'm back so that I can when I'm back. So that I can move on to step 2. Okay, well, so I mean, we technically speaking, we got some stuff done. I mean, we didn't exactly, but we did sort of. I've at least I've identified. I had to come up with the process again. I guess a new process now, because I had to do it a couple of times, but I can't really follow it. But this time, I'm having it go through it with me, and probably gonna do a couple more chapters this way. So that means it'll be a little bit more slow going until I kind of get the hang of it. You know, 1 or 2 chapters in, or a few more story beats maybe, and then I'll start using that process when doing the next chapters. Because if I can do this into a process, so I can do this thing where I'm just like answer this question, do this, that then it will be relatively easy and quick to decide where to put a decision point and what to make the decision. And when I can do that, then I can speed through the rest of the chapters without a lot of work. Now, the work of actually implementing those there'll still be some work to do there because I have to maybe duplicate some pages. I'll have to link up the doors, and so you kind of have to do all that stuff. That's kind of why I was working on the tool to make it easier. But yeah, um, now technically, well, I won't talk about that. I won't talk about that. I will. I guess I'll see you in a bit. So I want to thank you for watching part 1, and I'll see you in an hour. Thank you for watching part 1.